Good afternoon. This is Ask DeFacto program. We will give you a review. We will give you an update on COVID-19 situation in Mongolia and some economics of the country by today. Today is December 7th, Monday, 2020, and this update is about for last 5 days since my last review. So for last 5 days, total 62 coronavirus infections are registered, out of which 38, or the majority, for last night, for last 24 hours. So total in Ulaanbaatar we have now 128 cases. In Siling second epicenter 203, Orkhung 25, Darkhang 45, Dornqabi 3. No new cases for last 4 days in Arhangai, where we have 3 infected cases, and Qabi Sumbur Aimak. All these Aimaks and cities are the number 1, number 2, number 3 largest city of Ulaanbaatar, and northern and southern major railway port of entries, Siling and Zaminghut. So we have total 9 clusters, 7 IMAX, and Inksarang Resort nearby Ulaanbaatar, a National Center for Communicable Disease. So total 439 infection cases are registered in Mongolia, which is making another total of 887, including those who are transported by special mission flights from different countries since February this year. And by the way, a few flights will be organized, another charter flights this month. So nowadays, total some 20,000 people are tested with PCR, but 300,000 people are tested with rapid test. It turned out these rapid tests are not guarantee that they are final truth, but it's all these infections are proved by only PCR. So question is coming in some countries because 3 rapid tests packet, or 10 or 7. So one of them, if infected, then let's go. The different packaging issue of the tests. So in Mongolia so far not clear which one is working, but it looks like one by one. All the country, these positive cases are from isolated people, not separate cases of spring off with the disease. Still, the concerns are the borders with Russia. According to the parliament member Ayur Sekha, the cases spread in Mongolia inside because UB Railways have invited, they have been celebrating some anniversary and have been inviting people from Russia without related inspection documents, and everybody who, even with the documents, proof that they have tested, they should have 14 days quarantine, which is not followed by the railways people authority, according to MP Ayur Sekhan, sorry. So, out of this 887 cases registered in Mongolia, total some 500 of them are in treatment now. 273 is in NCCD, and 218 in the military hospital. 8 are only in Siling Aimak. Looks like they are bringing the infected people to Ulaanbaatar from Siling Aimak, which is understandable. And by the way, this especially treatment capacity or beds for this kind of disease are coming to the limit in Mongolia. And maybe if it goes more, then they will need to mobilize other clinics for that purpose, which are not that much prepared as the specially proposed ones. So on the political and economic front, so due to lockdown, businesses are in all of them are almost emergency stop, except few ones like medical care, food supply chain. A majority of private companies are in desperate situation now, and they are asking limited access to their businesses at least after December 11th. Almost 100,000 jobs are lost by this time, and it will be another 300 if we are not changing the degree of emergency alertness. At this time, people demand to make a loan rate zero. Some people, including 2 parliament members, MP Rambater and Dilger Seichen, even demand to make the same zero for the saving rate. Mongol Bank reduced so far the policy rate to 6%, but not loan are provided since then. Policy rate impact will be usually in 6 months. However, Mongolian banks have enough cash, which maybe 1/3 is in the form of central bank bonds. Another, they are waiting for government issuing domestic bonds. Both provide less risk, almost no risk businesses, so Mongolian commercial banks are not in much hurry to provide commercial loans. In that way, this broker function of commercial banks are not professionally or well done so far. Concerning the mortgage loan, there is a 7-month frozen the payment, and the commercial and the consumer and business commercial loans are subject of contracts of 2 entities that Mongol Bank and other government cannot intervene to. President veto for budget 2021 is not accepted by the parliament members at the last sessions last Friday. So the budget will go as it is, at least for some time period. Well, Mongolia have decreased substantially that tax revenue as much as possible due to the coronavirus economic measurement. But now spending priorities to be changed according to the opposition party. Opposition members in the parliament. Mongol Bank had bought so far 21 tons of gold from the private gold miners for this year, which is the highest amount for last few years, record number. Since Mongolia has no refinery for gold, they bring it physically to Switzerland and England, where they refine to the final grade, internationally acceptable, and then sell it to with US dollar currency, which increased the currency reserve of the country. Another news, alcohol restrictions are on, and because that 5 people dead because they were drinking technical spirit, which happens from time to time when alcohol sale is forbidden, like in many countries. The most hot talk now is about vaccine, and Minister of Finance said he will borrow some $56 million from World Bank for that purpose, which is very much opposed by the Democratic Party, who says that the state must change, first of all, the priority of budget spending. Instead of building new palaces, new stadiums, the money should go for buying vaccines as soon as possible. And the vaccine issue is not clear because a final decision is not yet made in the world by WHO, which is a delight for Mongolia to buy, where to buy. And Mongolia is a part of their program with UNICEF called COVAX, where many developing countries are pooling and buying cheaper those vaccines, which will be approved by WHO. So that's so far news updates for last few days from Mongolia for those who does not speak Mongolian. Thank you very much for watching us, and if there are more than or anything other than a few statistics of coronavirus disease in Mongolia, I will update you at the due time. Thank you very much.